Hello, Bill. Here we go. This one's going to be ready to pack. Now, since this video is going to be a little bit longer, I can't just email it to you, so I'm going to put it on YouTube. I brought it outside because it did have a lot of oil apparently in it. It was smoking pretty good, and I didn't want to stink up my basement, so I brought it outside on the back of my truck. Give you a chance to... Here's my place, Terry. Here's our place. See, we got the woods right in the back. My truck. And our nice view out front. It's beautiful out here. In the pond, I've got duckweed in the pond. It's another project I need to take care of around here, along with cutting some of these low-hanging branches here on this tree. But anyway, on the engine, this is what I came up with here. Without getting into too much explanation here, there's 3 Allen head cap screws holding this on, not 6, because they all don't line up. I used the 3 holes that line up so it doesn't wobble all over the place. I don't know how it was for you when you ran it, but 3 is plenty. There's not tons of, it's not like a super powerful engine or anything. Inside here is the same bearing that's used in the one-way bearing starters that you have. I ordered a bunch of just the bearings fitted in there. This is actually part of a socket extension. And it turns this way, no problem, and it locks up the other way. Now, since we're usually dealing with a starter that I make on this side of the engine, but since we're working on this side of the engine, it's set up so that it locks up and the top of the flywheel spins that way when it starts. Let's see, where do we start? So on the drill is just a simple, I don't know what you call it, socket extension that chucks up in the drill, and that fits in the, you don't have to put it all the way in. In fact, I was thinking of taking that little locking ball off of there, but probably don't need it. So, see, that way it spins like you were drilling a hole. Bearing spins freely. You gotta spin it the other way, like you're taking out a screw. And it easily spins over the engine. So remember, this will go, well, it's only gonna work one way. If you have the drill running the wrong way, it's just going to spin the one-way bearing, and when you have it the right way, so that the flywheel, top of the flywheel is spinning towards the back of the engine, that's the way it works. So again, two black wires going to the negative on the coil, and this one will go to the negative on the battery. Doesn't matter which black wire goes where, okay? Then for the positive on the coil, goes to the positive on the battery. And I had the drill hooked up to this battery as well. Let's see what else we have here. The spring. This is the spring, if we can focus here on the points that I put on. Drill and tap and put a hole there to hold it. So that's a nice spring that'll last a long time, other than the type that they used on whoever built this engine. What else? It should you have a problem with this one-way bearing, something screws up on it, doesn't work for you anymore, you won't have to send me the whole engine. You can just take out those 3 cap screws that are in here and just remove this pulley and send the pulley to me. What's important is that if you were to remove this, mark the relationship, like put a little Sharpie mark on here, and then put one on the spoke there for the flywheel. So you can line this up with this, and then mark which of the three here that the cap screws came out of, because if you put them in the other three holes, this won't line up and it'll do the wonka wonka thing there. So you got three in here to remove. Just put little marks here so you know where they came out of, and then a mark from here to here, and then you can put it back together in the same position that it's in now. My gas is kind of old. Like I said, it did smoke pretty much, and that's why I brought it outside. Let's see, what else do we have? That's the main thing. And then, like I said, I rewired this, mounted the condenser down here, and these, as you probably know, are very touchy. Your mixture setting and your little choke that they have here, which basically stays in this position all the time because it's just a real teeny little hole in there with like a barrel that rotates in there with a hole in it. So to start it, all I got to do is hook this up, put that in there, and it fires right up. Now I don't know how you had it running or how fast you had it running. To me, it runs kind of fast. You can slow it down a little bit by, you can richen the mixture a little bit, and that'll slow it down, but then that makes it kind of, then it's going to start smoking because it's running rich right now. That's what slowed it down. But turn it in just a little bit till it runs the fastest, and that's really where it should be. Now what you can do is, if you want to slow this engine down, let's stop it here a minute. If you want to slow this down, then you could stretch these springs out a little bit. The more you stretch these springs out, the easier it's going to be for the weights, the governor weights, to come out and have the engine freewheel. I'm not going to mess with anything here. That's entirely up to you. I got my job done on it, but I'm just saying how you can adjust the speed. Stretch these springs out, make them a little weaker. These will come out sooner. It won't rev as much, and it'll kick in the freewheel motion a lot quicker. Only the slightest movement on that is very sensitive. See, that's a little rich. You turn it in just a hair, and I mean literally just a hair. And as it leans out, I shouldn't even say leans out, as the mixture gets where it should be, it's going to pick up speed like this. And it's sitting on this plastic here, so that's why it's moving around a little bit. Maybe that's how you had it running, probably, because I didn't do any adjustment at all to the springs on the governor. this gas is pretty old. This is the same stuff I used before in my other engine. It's probably about 4 or 5 years old, and that canned gas that I pick up at Home Depot. As I told you with the other engine, I used silicone around the top part of the piston because it was leaking a lot of compression around there. It's a red Permatex. It's a high heat Permatex. A little bit around the top of the plug. So we got this guy running, the black one's running. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm going to get these packed up on Monday, and I will get them out to FedEx on a package like this. It'll be less expensive than the post office. I got to gather the money up to... I'm a little lean right now. I got to gather the money up to ship it out to you. If you have any questions, let me know. It's Sunday right now, and I will go inside and send this off to YouTube. See how hot it's getting. I don't have any water in there right now. Oh, that's not bad. Any questions, let me know, and please let me know that you've watched the video. I want you to see it before I ship this out. Okay, so I guess that's it. I'm sure I'm forgetting something, but again, any questions, please let me know, and let me know that you've gotten and you've watched the video before I pack this up tomorrow. Okay, Bill and Julie, take care. Bye-bye.